Hi. Oh, guys. Okay. Hi. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and I don't really know how to make this video. Here's the thing. If I think about doing it, because I could think about it for another day or 2 weeks, months, I'll never do it. And I think that's true with a lot of things. Like, if I'm impulsive and I just do it, my future self can deal with the ramifications, and it all works out usually. But if I think about it too long, I just never do it. And that's stale and boring. And so anyways, but here's what I wanted to say in this video. I don't know. Basically, I have bangs now, and I think I'm a different person or something. These bangs tell me to do a lot of crazy things I wouldn't normally do, and posting this video is one of those things. But it's been on my mind, so I'm going to do it. Do I want to put myself out on the internet? No. Honestly, the idea of it has always scared me a little bit. I've done it for years and years, here and there, but I never do it consistently because I think a lot of things, like, why put yourself on the internet? The world doesn't want to hear about your life. Like, why would they? What's the point? And for me, in the past, it's always been a creative outlet. It's always been, I like visual, creative arts, and mostly photography and videography. So creating those things has always been fun for me, and then sharing those things is part of, like, the enjoyment, I guess. Is just seeing it in a broader sense. So I've enjoyed that, especially with family stuff, like making family videos and posting little things about my life for my family, here and abroad. So, that's kind of been my motivation in the past. This time though, I don't know, like, I've put this so many different ways in my head, and I feel like it sounds cool. It sounds right. That makes sense. But then when I say it out loud, like I'm trying to do right now, it doesn't. So bear with me. But basically, I am starting a YouTube, well, I already have a YouTube channel, but I'm starting sort of a new series, if you will, which is really just a new, I don't know, like, I'm just gonna be posting more. And the big question is why? Because even for me, why? I don't really want to be that exposed necessarily, because I'm a very reserved person, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the reason that I feel like I want to do this channel is because I am looking for a challenge, and I'm looking for motivation, community, and opportunity. I think those are kind of the main reasons why I wanted to try this. Me talking right now is weird to my ears because I genuinely don't talk that much. I don't talk in my everyday to most people. Even my partner that I am with, he talks the most. I listen a lot, and I don't really share a whole lot unless it's like really deeply important to me. So yeah, like, this is going to be a challenge, and that is bringing me to where I'm at with this YouTube channel, because I'm looking for a challenge, and I've thought for a long time that this is something that would be a huge challenge for me, because I started a podcast with my brother, which is funny because I'm talking about not talking a lot, and I always tell him, because in that podcast, we record like a couple of times a month, and we talk for maybe a couple of hours, and then we post like every other week. It's not gaining any traction because we're not consistent, and we just do it kind of for fun and another sort of outlet for us to bond and talk about things we enjoy, because we are very similar and we're very open with each other, and so that's fun. But even then, that's the most I talk in a month, is when we recorded on the podcast for a couple of hours, and you can tell throughout the podcast series that I'm losing my voice because talking for that long is very foreign to me and my vocal cords, and it just can't handle it. So, where was I going with that? Anyways, because the podcast was another sort of challenge for me to learn better communication, to force myself to speak a little bit more and just open up a little bit more. And so in addition to it just being something that I do with my brother that's really fun and bonding. So I feel like you don't care about me and what I do, but if I do it and film it and put it on the internet, I feel like it would motivate me to do more and to really push myself to complete things that isn't like directly connected to my everyday life and people in my life and wanting to better somebody else's life here in my world. I think that it could help and maybe benefit and maybe be of interest to you, and therefore me. No, that doesn't make sense. The main thing with that is I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't know if anybody else feels this way. I'm sure they do. But we go through so many phases of our life, these different lifetimes, we're just different people at different stages in our life. And it sounds really cringy to say I'm kind of trying to find myself, but that's kind of what it is. And I think everybody does that, even if it's not a clear, thing for them to say, oh, today I'm finding myself. But I think that we do that. We go through phases where, oh, now I'm not in middle school anymore. I'm in high school now. So now I have to really who am I in high school? I got to figure this out. Who am I now? And then, college, and then young adulthood, and now becoming a full-fledged adult, and, or after a huge breakup, or after some part of your identity shifts, you're no longer in sports, or whatever it is. I think we all go through phases in life, but I feel like I've been stuck in this sort of uncertainty, this uncertain phase of just not really truly knowing what I'm into, or what I like, or who am I, what I know my fundamental core, but I feel a little bit lost, and there's multiple reasons for that, but I'm not gonna delve into those. But I feel like motivation is a big one because I have a really difficult time, and I've always been this way, where I don't really do things for me. I do things, if I do anything, it's usually with somebody else in mind, or there's somebody else is in the equation in some way. And this is no exception. I'm acting like this. I hope I'm not leading into saying I'm doing this purely for me. But in a sense, I am in the way that I'm not doing it for anybody in my physical world. But I am hoping that it will be a source of good for you, for anyone who's watching. But there's enough of a separation that I can still feel like I'm doing it for me, but mentally it'll help me bridge that gap because I am also doing it for you. So that is kind of the motivation side to post, because I feel like and it will push me to do things and complete them, because I know I'm doing them and I need to post them and I need to get it out for you guys, not in a pressured way, but it's just a mental thing for me to say, okay, well, yes, I'm doing it for me, but I'm also doing it to do this. So there has to be another component. I don't know why. It's just, for me, that's always been the way. And I feel like I keep thinking about doing things and I don't do them, or I don't complete them, or I get in a motion of doing it. And then I'm like, if I'm just doing this for me, I'm not gonna, I don't have the motivation. And that is something I need to work on, probably. I mean, makes sense. But anyway, so motivation, I hope that makes sense of why motivation is one of the reasons. Motivation to actually do more, but also having sort of a little bit of accountability to complete things and to actually, do them. But also the creative aspect for me, doing videography, which has already been such a big interest of mine, I think would help. Anyways, and then community, this is another one for me, because again, I am an extremely reserved person, but I love people. I love learning about people, getting to know people. I love pretty much every single person that I come across. And I don't just love people. I like deeply absorb people. I absorb their energies. I absorb, whatever they're into, I sort of become absorbed with. And in your everyday life, that's kind of extremely overwhelming. So anytime I'm with somebody, their world becomes my world. And as cute and sweet as that is, it's draining and it's hard, and it's why I need to be on I need to reserve myself and sort of become a hermit for a while. And I've put up some boundaries and some, things to sort of help me not become so overwhelmed and so invested and involved in others, that I can really just, be at peace, I guess, because it does become very overwhelming. And so, it doesn't mean that I don't want to be around people. It doesn't mean that I don't want and enjoy people's company and love them and everything like that. But I feel like this way I can build a community and get connected with people, but in a controlled way, where I'm not spending hours and hours with each of you, but I'm still spending some time with you and getting to know you and loving your journeys and loving whatever it is that you're going through. And we can chat and help each other and, comment and whatever, but it's more in a controlled way where I can do it when I'm feeling capable of handling whatever it is. And also where I can take a step back if it's too much, you know what I mean? It's just more controlled, and it makes more sense for my personality type to have a little bit more control over that. So I'm hoping, and maybe all of this is very dysfunctional, and I'm assuming that it is, and so maybe it's not the best choice, but I feel like it's a good compromise to my personality and my life and what I'm looking for, because I'm just kind of starting to step back out into becoming a person again because I've been really working on a lot and sort of took a step out of being exposed in any real way. So I'm hoping that this would allow for a gradual expansion, I guess. So the third thing was opportunity, and this kind of more in the same of the two. So it combines the two a little bit because it's going to provide the motivation for me to try more things, for me to complete things, for me to really be interested and push myself, which could open up an opportunity. I could find something that I really, really love that I become passionate about, but probably not because I have yet to do that. But it could, still create multiple things and opportunities that otherwise I would never have done or been exposed to or tried, or it could open up a door to something I never even thought about. It's not even in my brain right now. It's I don't even know. It could be the future and I don't know what it is. But, you don't gain opportunity without some risk. So I feel like this is my risk for that. And I don't even know if I'm looking for any grand opportunity here, but I just, I want to make the most of my life while I'm here, and I do want to enjoy it. So I want to expand myself a little bit more, and I feel like this is a good way to do it slowly and on my terms, I guess. But also opportunity with people and you guys, and connections and bonding and things like that, because again, I'm not a social person. I've never been a social person, and that building community, building connections, and having what's the word that I'm looking for, connections, whenever there's some because I'm really interested in business. I've been really interested in trying businesses, and I've tried a few, and one of the big things is you have to have connections. You have to have your, what is the word? When you're trying to connect with other people, but for business. What is that word I'm looking for? There's a word, but it's basically you have to network. Thank you. Oh my gosh, my brain. Network. So networking is really hard for me. It's really bad. So not that I want to network for any particular reason, but I'm just saying it's hard for me to do that. But I feel like that's another opportunity to network without you know, putting myself out there too much in the real world. People scare me, okay? People scare me for multiple reasons, but they're terrifying to me, and in a way that's like so many, like it's yes, they can be scary from like a negative perspective, but it's also scary from a positive perspective of just them consuming me in a way that I lose myself so much when I'm with other people, when I'm doing things with other people, doing things for other people at work, in my daily life, with my friends, with my family. And it's nothing like at all against them. I love spending time with every single one of them. I love getting absorbed in their worlds because they're fascinating and amazing and good, and I'm privileged to even be a part of it. But it does lend to the fact that I'm not very good at maintaining my sense of self in those situations. And yeah, I do need to practice that too, and you know, in the real world. But I honestly think that this could be a bridge to that as well, because the more I can come out of my shell a little bit here, I feel like that will help me in my real life too. So that's kind of the opportunity aspect of it that I'm referring to. So yeah, I wasn't gonna do this morning. I literally just woke up and rolled out of bed and came over here and said, just do it, because you have to do things impulsively. And well, I'm speaking to myself. You have to do things impulsively if you're gonna do them at all. And then you have to hold yourself accountable once you've made that step. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen here. So what can you expect here? And like, what do I mean by finding myself? I'm probably just gonna try things. I'm gonna start small, obviously. Going to just start doing some hobbies, trying different things, bringing you along. It might be like crafty things. It might be outdoorsy things. I really don't know, but I'm inviting you along if you're interested. And who knows? Who knows where this is going to lead? Who knows where this is going to go? Who knows how I'm going to change? Hopefully not too much, but you know, I do want to change some. That's kind of the point. It's an evolution. I'm trying to evolve a little bit beyond where I am. And yeah, so that's it, I guess. Stay tuned. Hi, I just wanted to say that I recorded that video back in November. It is now January 1st when I'm editing this. Hopefully get it up by the 2nd. I almost didn't post it because I was thinking, oh, it's been 2 months. I mean, should I even post it? I don't have anything to follow up with. I don't have any video ideas necessarily, so I don't want to let myself down by posting it and then not following through like I wanted to. So, but I'm going to post it anyways and see what happens for myself, because starting and uploading, that's the first step. That's the hardest part, and it's better to just do it anyway, even if it's not perfect, even if it's 2 months late. And yeah, it doesn't have to be that serious. It's not that deep. And yeah, if you have any ideas for me, any video things that you want to see, let me know, because I am going to need help in the beginning to kind of get the ball rolling and figure out what it is that I really want to post about. And I'm open to ideas, just because at some point I'm like trying new things. Yeah, so if you have like a hobby or an idea for me to try or a place for me to go check out, let me know. And yeah, so anyways, this has already been a long video. I just wanted to say, just for full transparency, I recorded it a while ago, but I'm still gonna post it. All right, I'll see you guys soon.